Peace and blessings, family. I'm your brother in the struggle, Ali. And today, I would like to share with you from the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad about holy names, specifically the legal way to get your holy name, as they say. Basically, the messenger teaches us we cannot go to a Christian court and get a Muslim name. A lot of FOI and MGTs, I should say some FOI, some MGTs, you know, because we wasn't back in the 1930s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s soldiering with the messenger, Master Muhammad. So, you know, we don't get that type of orientation or that type of practical legal advice regarding different things like living wills, medical issues, educational issues, homeschooling. The messenger covered all that. And this is why it's critical that we study the divine and direct supreme wisdom by Master Fard Muhammad, Almighty God and Law in person, as revealed to his first, last, and only messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The messenger teaches us that we didn't have to pay for our slave name, so why should we have to pay for our Muslim name? You can't get a holy name from an unholy source. So when it comes to the holy names of Allah, only Allah can see Allah. Only Allah can be Allah. Allah greets Allah as Allah. Islam Allah. Peace God. God peace. So you want your name to come from the original man. Not a spook, not a spirit, not a 10%er, not a devil. I know. It's 2021 and a lot of y'all don't believe the devil is still a devil. And a lot of y'all never believed a black man was God. A lot of y'all still spooky. A lot of y'all still thinking with that slave mentality. But the struggle continues. We're going to wake you up. We're going to mentally resurrect you from that mental grave of ignorance, superstition, luck. Master Fard Muhammad despises witchcraft and voodoo and root doctors. That pseudoscience that you're getting in this day and time, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Things that can literally kill you. People are accepting as actual facts. Anything that the devil say is true, you believe it. And anything your own brother or your own sister tell you, you believe it's not true. That's that slave mentality. That's the mentality we're trying to get you out of. We're trying to get you to see the light without and the light within. Because in this day and time, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad explained to us that after him, you will be a temple yourself. I'm a minister, but I have no followers. I have no church. I have no temple. I have no mosque. I have no masjid. I have no synagogue. I have no school. Because I realized the people are the church. Originally, the people were the church. Originally, the people were the masjid. Originally, the people were the authors of the Holy Quran and Bible, the Septuagint, the Vulgate, the Sanskrit, the Book of the Living, the Book of the Dead, or what have you, the Dead Sea Scrolls. All of it is nothing but thoughts of our ancestors. Mathematics and spells. Mental mathematics and them spelling out their ideas, determined ideas, recording them in their prophecies. So when it come to your holy names, we already went to war for y'all for that. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't realize we've rumbled these devils for like 40 years. You know what I mean? All through their systems. And long story short, we won. You know what I mean? We won the case, and basically what the judge did was the judge basically made the Social Security Administration change the Social Security form, because when we receive mail in the belly of the beast that say Alif, they'll send a mail back, be like, his name is Isha, because that's my birth name. I was born with the name Asha or Isha, the night prayer, which is a Muslim name, but Even if you have a slave name, even if you have a Hebrew name, you don't need an X with that type of name. You don't put an X with the name Isha. The message teaches us you can't put a name after the name Allah. Allah is all in all. Allah is the God. So you can't have a name like Allah Abdul, Allah Hassan, Allah Shabazz. You can have the name Abdul Allah. You can have the name Shabazz Allah, Hakim Allah, but you can't have the name Allah Hakim. That's backwards. Now I mean, that's contrary to Messenger Elijah Muhammad's teachings. Now I mean, so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad explained to us that when you get your holy name, it's yours, period. This country explains in the First Amendment that Congress should make no laws regarding the establishment of religion or spiritual science, as we call it. We call religion's nature. We don't believe in organized religare or going back to bondage. That's what religion means. Religion means going back to slavery, to fast and to tie down. You know what I mean? To bind something, bind someone. You know what I mean? They tie you up in trick knowledge. They tie you up in the Greek and the Aramaic and the Hebrew and the symbols and rituals and languages. And when the smoke clear, you don't understand your Bible. When the smoke clear, you can quote the Quran, but you don't understand your Quran. You know what I mean? You can make salat perfectly, but you have no idea who you praying to. You know what I mean? So the teachings of Elijah Muhammad shed spiritual light on all that trick knowledge. You know what I mean? It's a trick with some real knowledge, meaning they have some facts there. They definitely have historical facts, cultural facts, language facts. But at the end of the day, the way you get your holy name is you basically have to write to the Social Security. You already got your holy name. If you want the courts, if you want your employer, if you want to get your driver's license in your Muslim name, if you want your mortgage, if you want your bank account and your identification in your sovereign name, your Nation of Islam name, your holy government name, there's a legal way that's recognized without you having to pay for it or go to a court or get it approved by the devil. And basically, we had them switch the Social Security application. So in the past, someone like Muhammad Ali, who had to fight for his name, someone like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had to fight for his name, someone like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had to fight for their names. When they get their passports or they try to travel in their holy names, the devil will be like, oh no, what's your government? What's your father's name? What's your maiden name? What's your paternal name? They want your slave name. They want your government name. They want you to remain under them, to be recognized as a slave. But you recognize your holy name. Now, I mean, you know, I received the name Khalid Alif Muhammad from a black man, my supreme minister back in the 1980s. Now, I mean, I received the name Elisha Fard Muhammad from another black minister back in like 1983. You know what I mean? Around 96, we all took on the last name Allah, so I became Khalid Alif Allah. You know what I mean? All this was done by the original man. I didn't go to court. We don't recognize no devils. We didn't do it because we filled out an application or a form. No, only Allah can see Allah. And when you see God in the mirror, you know who you are. You know what I mean? So you don't need me to give you a holy name. I can give you a holy name. You know what I mean? But you don't need me to give you a holy name. You know what I mean? If you don't understand holy names, you shouldn't name yourself because you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? If you're a spiritual baby, like a physical baby don't name themselves, but their parents name them. Their teacher, their mentor, the one that mentally resurrected them usually give them a name. So that's understandable. That's culture. However, if you want to change your name, we had that Social Security Administration change the application where in the past they would say your name is Cassius Clay, for example, a.k.a. Muhammad Ali. No, his name is Muhammad Ali, a.k.a. Cassius Clay. So that was the legal precedence that we got the court to change back around the 1980s. I believe the case was Muhammad versus Butler. I mean, don't quote me on that. It was so long. It was like 30, 40 years ago. I mean, but we won that and we didn't have to pay The devil, basically, they argue security in the belly of the beast. That thing basically, like in the prison system, that thing was, if we allow prisoners to change their names to their holy names, they can escape. And they had a legitimate argument. Now, I mean, a security issue. So to balance it out, the court basically structured it like this. If you're in prison, for example, you can receive mail. You could get external stuff. You can receive stuff from the outside society in your hands, in your cell, in your Muslim name, or your government name, or so-called slave name. And you can send stuff out in your holy name. However, as far as inside the belly of the beast, you can't use your holy name when you're writing to the parole board, or you're writing a commissary sheet, or you're signing a sick call slip, or you're filing a grievance. You have to use the name that you was incarcerated in, because that thing is, you're not known in the United States of America by name. If your name is John Doe, there are thousands of people with the same name that you have. So you're not known by a name in this country. You're known by your social security number in this country. If you're in the belly of the beast, you're not known by your name, because a lot of prisoners had the exact same name. You're known by your number. And your institutional number, like your social security number, or your business employee identification number, or your corporation, is known by its EIN, is not known by its name, because a company can have the same name. So it is with the names and slave names. So in order to transfer that in modern day and times, I'm going to give y'all some free quotes on how to do the process for yourself. In fact, at the end of this video, I'll put the whole book on there. If you want to get the ebook, it's real cheap. You could just download the whole format. You have to have a spiritual or so-called religious letter that goes with the Social Security Administration, basically saying you're not changing your name to defraud or to escape creditors or anything of that nature there. Now, I mean, so there's you have to cross your T's and dot your I's, but the courts explained that they're not giving you a holy name. This is how you're getting them to recognize you in your holy name. Remember, go in the name of Allah. Peace and blessings, family. I'm your brother in the struggle, Brother Minister Ali for Law.